Hey, can you hear me? Look, check it out. Ignite Her has launched. It is 2025. I'm just picking up clothes from one of my friends who had some extra clothes to help out the Ignite Her program. If you have any gently worn business attire, clothes for women who are out here doing the work but maybe do not have the clothing that they need to get the job done, we need your old clothes. Hit me up in my inbox or through House of Peach. The program is called Ignite Her, where we provide clothing to women who may be transitioning from one job to the next and maybe don't have the means to buy clothes. It could be going from working at McDonald's to now working in an office. So we're looking for gently worn business clothes. Make sure y'all hit us up, all right? Please hit us up. We need those clothes. And check right below there. If you're not in the state of Delaware, you can mail them to us. Or if you're in Delaware, we'll pick them up. Y'all have a great evening.
Hello, everybody. Welcome. We have come to another Monday evening and another Boss Lady Lounge event, show, podcast, you name it. We're here. I am April Anderson. Y'all know me by now. This is like year 2. We're 2.5 years in. We just changed the day, but we're yet and still here. I'm glad that you are on. Can y'all do me a favor? If you love me like you say you do, you care about me like you say you do, how about you hit the like, you tag, you share this with someone, because this is going to be good. Last week was good. Now, last week, it blessed me last week. It made me feel good on false justification for failure. And this week, y'all, the title for the show this week is It's in the Details. It's in the details. But before we do that, let me do a little housekeeping. We are here. House of Peach has created this platform for us. And now we have the Boss Ladies Lounge. Myself, I'm one half of the Boss Lady. I'm waiting for Morgan, my co-host, to come in. She's going to be streaming in live from Ghana. Y'all, she just went and left and just went on across the water and left me out here like that. However, we just going to keep going and keep moving. So what we like to do here, we highlight entrepreneurs. We talk about real life events, and we include you into our conversation. So if at any time you want to come in and put your little comments in and then you don't have a little dialogue with me, I'm all for it. Y'all know I'm all for it. I will bring you in. So there's a link that's showing that you can come in with. We're streaming live on YouTube, on the House of Peach page on YouTube. We're live on my page. We're live on Morgan's page. We're live on House of Peach Facebook page. We're live on my Instagram page. Y'all, I have evolved into Instagram. Isn't this amazing? Like, I'm just we just popping out here in 2025. But there's more, there's greater that's required of us in this year. So it's going to require us to step outside of our comfort zone. So what do we like to do here? We like to inspire, motivate, push you to destiny. Push you. We're going to push you. However, we're going to give you the tools, to give you the tips, the strategy, whatever is given to us, we're going to share it with you so you know how to get to where you want to in life. There's no reason for you to be stagnant. There's no reason for you not to achieve what you want to in life when there's a platform here. Now, I know there's a whole lot of other platforms, but ain't no platform like the Boss Ladies Lounge. And I'm going to say that. Toot, toot, we're going to toot our own horn. There's no platform like ours where we lay back. This is not scripted. It is not. I'm not watching cue cards. I don't have a producer standing over here telling me what to say. I wouldn't follow it anyway because I like to do my own thing. I like to say it how it comes to me. And that's what gets people involved. Hey, Miss Elvaline, I see you. Hey, Jackie, I see you. Everybody coming in. Listen, y'all share this. Share right now. Like, tag, share, do all of that because I want people to really hear what we're going to talk about on tonight. Okay. So I'm here. Y'all know this is me. I like to do things different. I'm excited. I don't ever come in here looking all sad and depressed. Like, why? Would you watch me if I was like that? I don't think so because I've been watching some folks and I've quickly exited. Like, why am I even watching them? They're not motivating me. They're not exciting me. They're not pushing me. They're not making me want to have the drive to do more. So why? So I'm going to come and be my authentic self, which can be crazy, which can be silly, which can be corny at times. But guess what? At the end of the day, when I get off this podcast, I'm going to be happy with the production. Now, I always rewatch it and say, okay, what can I change here? What can I tweak there? But I want to make sure it's impactful for those that are going to come on. Why? Because you're taking the time out your schedule to watch. So why would I not do that? Come on, that's not fair. If you have not, and some of you have, and some of you have not, and I'm mad. I want you to do it. There is a QR code somewhere on this screen. Now, for me, it's to my top left. For you, it could be somewhere else. Wherever the QR code is, I want you to scan it. And I want you to subscribe to the House of Peach. This way, you are kept abreast of everything that's going on. Everything that we're doing, the events that is going to be coming up, all of the great things that's happening. We want you to make sure that you are on. Minister Latrina, hey, Minister Latrina, I would say something and ask you a question, but I'm not going to do that in front of all these people. You might think about what we talked about on Sunday, and you'll know it'll make you laugh. Now, I know y'all see this color on this computer changing colors here, and I'm sitting up here heated. Like, why is this happening? I need this to stay level where it's supposed to. But we're going to go with it anyway. I'm not going to let that distract me, upset me, none of that. We're still going to get this show done this evening. So like, tag, share, subscribe to House of Peach because you want to know when we're on. You want to know what's going on, what's getting ready to happen, how it's going to run down. I need y'all to do that. Can y'all do that? Can you help us grow this great platform that y'all say that y'all love so much? I'm gonna call you out. Don't make me call some names. I can call some names of people that have said, when are y'all coming back on? We took our little season break and everybody was like, when are you coming back on? We miss y'all, blah, blah, blah. Okay, now here's the time. Let's see. Let's put your action where your mouth is. Let's see what you're going to do. Are you going to like, tag, and share? Are you going to subscribe to House of Peach? I want you to do that. I want you to do because we really strive hard to make sure that these shows are great. We have even evolved into something great. Like, isn't evolution wonderful? Like you're not the same person. We are not the same people that we were a year ago, yesterday, 6 months ago. When we started this show in, this is 25, 24, 23, Peach, was that 2023 that we started? I think so. Or either 2022. One of those when we started the podcast then, We're not the same people that we were then. I can vouch 100% that I am not the same person now that I was when we started this podcast 2.5, almost 3 years ago. Not. And I will say this. I like this April that I am. I do. It makes me feel more in my element. All right. So if y'all could do all that. Now, one more announcement, and then we're going to get started with the real meat of why we are on here this evening. Next Monday, y'all know that the last Monday in every single month is our He Said, She Said segment. The last Monday in every month. This is where we talk about topics related to relationships, anything that we can get a perspective from the male and the female. So some of y'all men out here, I need y'all to stop being scary, because we're not going to bite you, and we're not going to, this is not a man bashing thing or a woman bashing thing. We just want to hear y'all perspective on stuff. We can give our perspective all day long, but we want to hear it from your side. Like, I've learned so much from my male friends about relationship and men and how y'all think. Like, some of the stuff I was like, wait a minute, what? But the only way we're going to learn to do things better is if we all come on and share our ideas. So next Monday, which is April the 28th, we will be on here. Now, unfortunately, I won't be on here. I'll have to see. I'm going on a trip, and it's far, far away. So I have to see what the time zone is, and if I'll be available or not. I might try to do that. If not, it'll be Morgan. But I just may, because I don't like missing the show, because I have so much fun doing this. But next Monday. Now, if you want to be a guest on our show for whatever reason you may want to, you may have a topic that you want discussed. We're not just, this ain't about us. So if there's something that you want to talk about, inbox me. Y'all know how to find me. A lot of y'all have my phone number. If you don't, you have my email. If you don't, you have my Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. Y'all got all access to me to be able to get in contact with me. So if there's a topic that you want us to talk about and you want to come in and be a guest on the show, come on the show with us. Don't leave us. Don't give us the topic and then you just sit back, because we might not do it the service that you desire because you didn't come on. There may be some points that you want to share that I may not think about, that Morgan may not think about. However, we want you to come on too. So you're welcome for that. All right. No, I'm not married, but I'm doing very well. Thank you. I'm waiting on him. I'm waiting. I don't know where he is. I don't know, but, yeah, thank you. I'm doing well. All right, let's move on. Okay, so all the announcements are out the way. You guys scan the QR code. I've told you and asked you to like, tag, and share. Somebody needs to hear this tonight. So those of you that don't know, about in 2023, God blessed me to write a book. The second one, I have to get it out this year. I have been mandated to do so. So I'm going to do that. But one of the titles in there, and it just came to me and it kept coming. It wouldn't go away. So this pertains so much to our personal lives and also to business for you entrepreneurs as well. And I think, Jackie, if you still on here, this is kind of in alignment with what you put in this group chat you had with us yesterday. So we're going to touch on that. We're going to talk about it. The title, it's in the details. A lot of times we miss what we need because we don't pay attention to detail. Now, y'all, last week I had stuff I was cooking and notes and points were coming. It's the same thing again today. Stuff was coming. I'm trying to watch TV, y'all, and things are coming. So we're going to talk about the details of things, because we're going to talk about it in our personal lives, in our relationships, and in business, about the details that can either help us, or if we don't pay attention, it will cause us to fail. Or if it doesn't cause us to fail, it's going to cause a massive delay. We don't want a delay. Hey, Abundance, how you doing, sweetheart? I'm sorry I missed your call. I was on the phone, but I'm going to call you after the show. So where can you get a copy of the book? Christina, I'm so glad you asked, baby. You just contact me. I got you. I got you. Because I still have some copies left, and I gotta take them. Well, I can't tell y'all where I'm going, but I gotta take them across where I'm flying to on Sunday. But I got the copy, so you contact me if you want a copy. They're only $22, and if I had one of them in here, which I don't, I show it to you. But it's called "Intentional You: A Push to Destiny." That was the first one. So I got volume 2 coming out this year, and I gotta have it out by the end of June. I have to. So it's in the details. In the details. So listen at this, y'all. This world is moving so fast that people are missing small details that can be the difference between success and failure. Small details. Now let's see. Do I want to talk about entrepreneurship first, or do I want to talk about relationships first? Because I got experience with both of those, and I can tell you about these details. Let's talk about entrepreneurship. Those fine things, those minor, what we might consider minor things that, they don't really matter. That's the key that we need to pay attention to, that's going to catapult our businesses to where we want them to be. But because we downplay those little minor details, or we're moving so fast because we feel like we got to have it produced by this time, we got to have this up and running and making millions by this time, and it's not a race. Who are you racing with? And if you're racing with someone, why? Why? We all have our own set path, our own set way of doing things, our own timelines for our specific lives. But if we don't pay attention to those details because we're trying to keep up with somebody else that's doing it, if we don't pay attention to details because we want to get there before someone else, guess what happens? We end up missing something important that's going to be the difference between our business and their business. Hey, Mo, you made it in. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. A little bit
Y'all
of
say hey to my girl. Y'all tell Morgan, say, hey, Morgan. Y'all better say it. Okay, I'm going to read whoever says it where. Y'all say hey to Morgan. So we're talking about in the details. So we're going to talk about entrepreneurship and in relationships as well. So I decided, so we'll start with the entrepreneurship part, and then we'll go into the relationship part and paying attention to those things. So what I was originally saying was that we move so fast in the world that we don't pay attention to those small details that can be the difference between us being successful at this point or something that's going to delay us because we didn't pay attention. So Christina said, hey, Morgan. Jackie said, hey, gorgeous. I just need you to come back over on this side of the world. Miss Eveline said, hello, Morgan. See, they obedient. I love my people. We just love y'all so much. Y'all so great. So if we don't pay attention, especially in our businesses, we have to have a plan. And in this plan, we need to account for as much as possible, but do not ignore the snags that come. So like the first time that we did our podcast, the very first time, and I don't remember that day. I know it was in January, almost 3 years ago. But I know that I went back over in my mind and watching it, like, what can we do differently? What can, those minor things that we needed to tweak, whatever that was, to make sure that when we did the next show and the next one, we got that taken care of so we could be way more effective. A lot of people are not doing that. They're not paying attention to those little things because they think they're insignificant. They don't think that they're important, but those little things can be the difference between you being great and you being good. I had a student ask me last week, and this question has not left me. He said, Miss Anderson, what do you say is the difference between a good surgical technologist and a great surgical technologist? I said, wow, that is an amazing question. And one of the top things that I said was paying attention to details, because those details can mean the difference between your patient living and your patient dying, whether they die on your table or they die 2 days later because of something that you did. That's one of the things that makes the difference. That makes the difference between a great entrepreneur with an amazing business and someone that is they're okay, but if they would just tweak it a little bit or pay attention to those things that can make it great, then they'll be good. And there's nothing wrong with good, but aren't we striving for great? Aren't we striving for greatness? Don't we want things to be in excellence? What you got to say about that, Mo? She got to think on that, y'all.
It's one of the, I was thinking about a lot of the businesses that didn't last the long haul.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure if you took a survey, at least 50 to 75% of them, it would be something that if they were a little bit more detail oriented, or
Mm-hmm.
would have paid attention to the little things that someone was suggesting, or stop ignoring the one thing that they figure, oh well, I'll get to it later, or I can do that whenever.
Mm-hmm.
Ends
Yeah.
up coming back. I feel like detail is the difference between being wealthy and not.
That can very well make that happen. That little minor detail or something that you have overlooked can mean the difference between the floodgates opening for you or you just getting a little stream. I always like to equate stuff to a faucet. If you have that washer in there in your faucet, and if there's something that's clogging it, then the stream that's coming out is going to be hindered. You're going to have water, but it's not going to have the pressure that it needs to, and it's not going to be the volume that it needs to do what you want to. But when you take that washer out, either take it out completely, because I know I've done that before, or you take it out to clean out what's there and put it back, then you see the flow is greater. But if you don't do that one little thing that you think is, oh, I'll take care of it, I'll just deal with this stream coming out, this little bit of stream, even though you're frustrated and aggravated by it, you're just not going to do anything. You're just going to ignore it, say, I'll deal with it later, until it's to the point to where you need the water to flow quickly, rapidly, and now it's a problem. So that same way with our businesses, if we treat these little things and we don't pay attention, it's like, oh, I'll take care of that later. Well, 6 months comes and you still haven't taken care of it. And that's the difference. That 6 month time period can mean the difference between you making $500,000 as opposed to just making, $50,000. That's a big thing.
Yeah, it is. And they always say, that God is in the details. That's why you really want to pay attention.
Right.
Because that will sometimes let you know if the direction that you're going in is, if this is this steering you in the right direction? Is it not? Is this going along with, the plan? Is this showing you your purpose? All of these things, like the little, small, minute things,
Right.
are going to be things that stand out the most. And so it's not always that, it's the details or the things that, we miss. But sometimes it's just, it's like being able to see the forest for the trees.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's a bunch of different types of forests. And if you don't pay attention to the types of trees that are in there, then it would be like, oh, well, all forests look the same.
Right.
No, they don't.
They don't. There's always something different.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So,
hello, one Avani. So happy that you're on. So happy you're here. Tag, share, do that. Hey, Eli, I see you. AP, I see you. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So, in also doing this and paying attention to these details, look at this. We want to complete tasks so fast to try and surpass others that we still end up missing the mark. So it's not about how rapidly you do things. I would rather go at my pace and build up to it and get to where I need to, as opposed to doing it going fast like a little jackrabbit. And then I have missed some minor things. It's like putting machinery together. You can't go and put this machinery together really, really fast, and then you now put it in operation and somebody gets hurt because you miss one little screw or one little dial or whatever that's supposed to go in there. So we derail ourselves in business because we're doing that. Understand that when you start a business, I don't care what it is, even if you are a cosmetologist, and I don't know why that came to me. If you are a cosmetologist, you are not going to start off with 100 clients consistently. Because number one, you got to put your name out there. The marketing has to be there. The place that you put your cards out, the place that you pass out flyers, the word of mouth that comes. It's those little details that's going to help build where you are. Otherwise, you're just going to say, well, you know, I'm a cosmetologist. I got my license and da. But it's like, does anybody know about you? That little detail of doing the proper marketing is the difference between you obtaining the clients that you need and not. So we want to build it so fast. We want to do it so fast. And then there's stuff that happens, even with these newer houses. Like, I only like newer build houses. And sometimes, you know, you can tell when they moved a little too fast, or they just said, okay, this molding, it isn't really matching. However, just because we need to get this done, we're going to leave it that way. And I'm the one that's going to find that. So because you're doing it so fast just to get this house put up in a certain way, is it really safe? Is it really livable? Are the people that's going to move in there or buy this house or rent this house, are they going to be completely happy in there? Or are they going to find all this stuff wrong with it that's going to now take your name and your reputation down? Because trust me, if it's me, I'm going on everything that I need to go on to let people know that you do things too quickly. You don't pay attention to details. And so now I have this big open space where things think that they could come in this space because stuff isn't matching up. So y'all, as you're building, you're starting and building your businesses, planning it out well and accounting for everything that you can is important. Now, can you do every single thing? No. You can't see every single thing, but as you move along, you will find those things that need to be tweaked, those things that you need to change, those things that you need to pay attention to, because those details make the difference. Now, let's shift a little bit and talk about relationships. Now, Morgan and I have experience in all of this, and you know, we can go however. So I'm going to say to the men, if there's any men, there goes Morgan. If there are any men watching and you want to come on here and give me what you need to say, photo, you two up. Oh, okay. If any men want to come on here and put your 2 cents in, because I'm about to talk about relationships. A lot of times from men's side and the women's side, when we are in relationships, we don't pay attention to the details. Now, I know I used to be very introverted, and I would never really express how I felt about things in a relationship, what I like, what I didn't like. I internalized a lot. Oh, but then there was something called therapy that came along, and I am not that person. So I'm going to clearly let you know what I like and don't like. However, if I have said to you what I like and don't like, or if you pay attention to my actions and my movements, you will see the things that I like and the things that I don't like. So then, and if you pay attention to the stuff that I'm saying, then you'll know who I am, what I like, what I'm into, what makes me happy. And women, likewise, we do the same thing. Now, I am not about Men always catering to women and women not catering to the man. Y'all are out of order. Okay. So just like women, we want the men to pay attention to the details of us, and they should know us. No, they shouldn't. Not unless you say it, not unless you show them, not unless you tell them. But it's their responsibility, once you have made it very clear, for them to pay attention to that little thing. Like, I love flowers. I like flowers. I do. Tulips are my favorite. Always have been, always will be. So if I'm dating someone and I'm like, yeah, I like flowers. That's tulips are my favorite. And that man never sends me flowers, that's a problem. Sir, you have not paid attention to that little detail that will make my day. Now, do you have to send me flowers every week? No. Am I requiring that? No. But that little detail, you never know, the very day that you say, I'm going to send April some flowers. And those flowers come to my door, because I work from home. Those flowers come to my door, and there's a nice little note there. You don't know what I've been dealing with that day. Those flowers can make the difference in what kind of day, rest of my day, or change my whole mood because of the stuff that I've dealt with. Likewise, women, we need to pay attention to our men. And when they say stuff, watch them. Okay, you're a tulip girl too? Okay, Jackie. Now listen, I dated a guy some time ago, and I went to his place, and he had gone to work. He came back, and I paid attention to his movements, because I didn't know, this is my first time at his place. Like, I didn't know how things, what he does when he gets off work and all of that. So I paid attention to his movements and what he does, those little details. So you know what I did? I let him have that, because I'm like, look, dude, I've been here all day. You've been working. What's up? You know, we gonna spend time together, whatever. But that little minor detail, if I had just went in like, okay, you home now, come on, let's do something, let's go somewhere, all of that. That little detail of me paying attention to, he needs some time to unwind. He needs some time to kind of collect himself, because he's been at work all day long. That detail means the difference to what kind of attention I'm going to get later, what kind of time that we're going to spend. But a lot of us, we want what we want, and you need to just, and it's like they shut down on us. All right. So those little details, listen to each other when you're having conversations, when you're spending time together. That can be the difference between your relationship being successful and your relationship going downhill. All right. Now, am I guilty of not paying attention? Yep. 100%. I will tell you. Y'all know I'll tell on myself in a minute. 100% guilty of not paying attention. But you know what? I now have evolved so much and grown and matured that I listen to everything. I watch everything, and I put that into my memory bank, and I make sure that I do what I'm supposed to do. Now, when the right one comes along, then you know he gonna get all the benefits of that. But until that time, I'm still learning. So y'all make sure these details, it's in that can be, oh, this is better. And this could be for relationship or for entrepreneurship. It's in those details that whatever question you had, the answer can be in those details. Whatever is tripping you up or hanging you up, and you're not getting through the plateau, like you've reached the level and you plateaued out and you can't break through, those details that you're not paying attention to, the answer's in there. It's in the detail that what you need, that one little thing. And then when you do it and it now explodes, now you're like, you know what? All this time, this has been happening. All these months, this has been happening, and I just did not pay attention to it. I saw it, but I discounted it. That stuff that you're discounting, that's the stuff that you need to pay attention to. Don't discount that. Don't stay in it and you not pay attention to what that little thing right there. So how are we going to get to destiny? How are we going to get to great success? How are we going to get to, for some of us, marriage? For some of us, they just want a relationship. Shoot, some people married and they want a better marriage. Some in a relationship and they want the relationship to be better. How do we get to that point? We pay attention to the details. because the details determine just how, in my opinion, now this April's opinion, you paying attention to the details determines just how serious you are about that. If you're serious about entrepreneurship, if you're serious about helping people, if you're serious about growth and advancement, you'll pay attention to those details. You'll pay attention to those little things that you've overlooked and just discount them as, nah, that wasn't really nothing. But it is. If you're serious about having a successful relationship on whatever level that is, you'll pay attention to those details. You will be present. A lot of folks walking around like zombies, and they think they're present, but mentally they are not, because you're thinking down the road instead of focusing on what's right now. I'm guilty of that. I'm guilty of putting the cart before the horse and focus on right now. I'm on this horse. This is what I need to focus on right here, right here, right here. And then the cart's going to come. That's coming. But if I don't focus on this right here, I'm on the horse and right here. Let me focus on that. That's what I want, to make sure that I'm present in the moment now, paying attention to things that are going on. One gift that I have had, and I didn't know about it, I do know now, is the gift of great observation. I could be in a space and I could still be having a conversation with people. And when I tell you my head is on a swivel, I'm watching everything that's going on wherever I am. I see things that people don't think that I see. Some stuff I don't want to see. I just happen to see it. But those details can help me read the room. Those details can give me an idea of the type of environment that I'm in. And so if we pay attention to those things, then we can get ourselves out of situations that we don't need to be in. We can get ourselves out of places we don't need to be, and connections we don't need to have. But because we think we want this and this is where we want to go, we don't pay attention to those details, and we just let it linger on and on and on. And before you know it, you're 6 months to a year down the road, like, why am I even in this? Because you didn't pay attention to those details, those signs. They might have not been big blinking lights, but it was little subtle stuff that you just discounted. It made you feel some kind of way, but you're like, oh, I'm just being extra. I've done that. Oh, April, you just being a little extra. It's not like that. This could be going, and I have talked myself out of doing what I need to do because of those little details that I saw. And then I end up mad at me because I didn't pay attention. So guess what? I won't be doing that anymore. I won't be doing that. Business partnerships. When you start seeing your business partners say and do stuff that just don't make you feel right, y'all better go with that discernment, that intuition, whatever y'all want to call it. I don't care. Whatever you feel, that little detail. They may have said something one time, but that has not left your mind. You better pay attention to that. Because you don't know what they're doing behind the scenes. You don't know what's going on. That one thing has given you a glimpse or a clue into who they are and what they could be plotting, if anything. So why would I not pay attention to that? So guess what I do now? I'm slow moving. Now, if I know what I'm doing and I've accounted for everything, then I'm going to run with it. But other than that, I'm going to go at the pace that I need to go so I can keep my eyes open on everything. And I'm not going to ignore the signs. See, if you ignore the signs, you hurt yourself. If you ignore the details, you hurt yourself. If you ignore those little subtle things, you're going to hurt yourself. I've talked to people who in a marriage over 20 years because those details they did not pay attention to. They saw it. It didn't make them feel good. They didn't want that. But yet and still, they just like, they brushed it to the side. So 20 years down the road, 20 plus years down the road, you've been with this person, not been happy. And so now you finally decide, this is not working. But the 20 years that you could have had living well and evolving and growing and doing the stuff that makes you happy, all because you didn't pay attention to that little detail, all because you just let it do like it do and you just whatever, you now forfeited 20 years of your life. I don't know about you. I'm not about wasting none of my time. No more. I did that on people. I did that on friendships. I did that on partnerships. I did it on relationship too long. And I know y'all probably saying, for you Bible readers, y'all probably saying God is a redeemer of the time. He is, but he also gives us a level of discernment. And he tried to show us, but because of our hard-headedness and our stubbornness, we ignore it. And so he says, all right, well, until I gave you the clue, I showed you the details. So until you decide that you're ready to move, then you just sit right there in it. Do I want to do that anymore? Absolutely not. Will I do that anymore? No. I tell folks my block game is strong. I will block you in a minute. You'll be trying to find me. I got somebody blocked now, been blocked for the past 4 years. And when I tell you they heated, they still heated after 4 years because they don't have any access to me. When you show me, when I see it, I saw it before. I tried to, compensate for it. I tried to cover and mask it over like, I was in an unhealed place and they took advantage of that. Not no more. So now everybody gets screened. If you want to come into business with me, I'm screening you. Just like for COVID. I'm screening you like we send our students to clinical externship. You got to have a TB test done. You got to have this done. You been to therapy? How long were you in therapy? Like, I'm going down the line because I don't want to miss anything. And if you pass all of that and we connect in whatever format that is, whatever way that is, and you start moving funny, I tell you, if you start moving funny, I'm exiting stage left. Because I don't have any more time. Y'all don't have any more time that you need to waste. So I'm gonna talk about Jackie. Jackie, you still on here? I'm gonna talk about Jackie. I'm a little bit. So Jackie, that's my sister, my friend. I love her dearly. So she sent a message in a group to a few of us yesterday. I think that was yesterday. And she had been hearing something, and she wanted to know what it meant. Well, me being the prophet that I am, help me, I began to hear what it meant. So what it meant for her was she had received everything that she already needed, all the information, all the input, all of this she needed for her success in her business because she has multiple. She's received everything that she needs, so she's not going to get anything else because it's in the details of what she's been told that she needs to act. So why give you something new and it's just going to be a repeat when you've been given everything that you need? You've been given all the insight. You've been given all the strategy. You've been given all the direction. He just needs you to move on that. So a lot of people, you've been shown the details, given the details for business, for relationship, for whatever you're endeavoring to do. You've been given those details, but you're not paying attention to them because these details aren't, the big explosion. They're not the big thing that's just going to boom and put it out there. Come on. See, I like to be I don't want to say a silent killer because that's not a good word, but I want to be someone that just, I just in the back, taking care of my business, doing what I need to do. And then before you know it, boom, I'm out here in the front. And they're like, well, dang, where did she come from? Let me go see what she got going on. Girl, I didn't even know you were working on that. See that little detail of being quiet? Oh, this is good. That detail of being quiet while you are diligently working, that's major. A lot of y'all running your mouth too much to the wrong people. And guess what they're doing? They're taking that stuff and they are praying against it. They're speaking against it, or they're trying to throw monkey wrenches in there. So the very people that you say, well, I'm going to go talk to them to try to, oh my God, somebody trying to do this because I just heard this. Somebody trying to go get a loan from the bank and you told somebody that you thought you could trust. They know somebody at the bank that's getting ready to stop you from getting that loan for your business. Shut your mouth. Those little details of being quiet. I know you're happy. I know you're excited. I know you just want to tell everybody. It ain't the time for that. It's not the time for that. Work in silence and work diligently, because if you run in your mouth, guess what? These details that I'm talking about, you're going to miss it because you run in your mouth. Be quiet and focus. Men, women, y'all get a new relationship. Don't go telling people about that. Keep it on the low. Number one, you don't know how it's going to last. Now, that's for real. Get your running out there, putting pictures up and doing all this, that, and the third. And then 2 weeks later, y'all broke up. Why? What's one of the possibilities of why y'all break up? Because you've been running your mouth too much and not paying attention to those that's been the details of people asking you a lot of questions. Oh, girl, tell me more about your new boo. Oh, girl, tell me, how is this? Where he work? You trying to get a little too familiar. So if you don't know I'm with her, you know that I'm talking to somebody, but you don't know any details because I'm not telling you. There ain't nothing for you to try to do. Some of us, we talking too much and we need to be quiet. That detail, it's in the details. It's in the details of you being quiet that can help to determine the success of whatever you're doing. Whatever, that one little detail. Be quiet. Learn the art of quietness and work. The more you talk, the less focused you are. I tell my students all the time, when you go into surgery, do not get involved in the conversations that's going on in that operating room. You stay focused because your patient needs you. Now, I can go in there because I'm 20 years in and I can multitask very well. So I can carry on a conversation and still be on my game. But if you new into working in the surgery, you can't do that. Because when I tell y'all, working in the operating room, it's like working in surgery. It's like a soap opera. 100% it is a soap opera. So much stuff going on in there. So I just tend to shut down. Like, let me just stay focused. You're not getting me to say anything, because if I'm focused on this foolishness that y'all got going on and something happens to my patient on the table and I'm not paying attention, I won't know what I need to get to help this patient. And I'm not going to allow any of my patients to not survive off my table. That ain't happening because I wasn't paying attention to the little detail. It could be it could be you see something bleeding that your surgeon doesn't see, and you're able to pass him or her what they need to stop that. That could mean the difference between your patient hemorrhaging and your patient not. And you can continue on. But if you're not paying attention to everything that's going on, to be able to stay focused enough to now be the extra set of eyes in that surgery, now your patient has to suffer for that. And you got to live with that for the rest of your life. If I lost a patient on the table because of my negligence, because of me not paying attention to those details and following those directions, I would have to live with that to know that it was because of my actions, because I was too distracted that it wasn't successful, that they didn't live. Now, if they live and they, after a while, they because of their actions, they don't survive, that's on them. Off my table is what I want. So then when our businesses suffer, when our businesses become stagnant, when our businesses fail, because we didn't pay attention to those little things that really were big things. See, we think that we need all these big signs, all these big points. Like, I'm going to make an outline of everything that I'm going to do, and these big A, B, C, and D. But it's in the little A, the little B, the little C. That stuff right there, that's what matters the most. But we're looking at the big stuff and not paying attention to the little things. And those little things, ooh-wee. Remember, and I'm going to go to the Bible for a minute. Who was that? Was that Paul? No, I can't remember who it was. But somebody had a thorn in their flesh, and they would not get, and they asked for relief. And I know it's metaphorical, but still, if there's something that's bothering you that's there, you need to pay attention to that. There is a reason that piece is annoying you. There is a reason that piece is bothering you. Pay attention. Sometimes we're like, I just need to get this out because it's making me uncomfortable. It's making me do this. I don't want that. I don't want that. But that little thing that's making you uncomfortable is your blinking light to pay attention to me, because this is what you need to now progress where you're going. But we want the relief. Give me the relief. No, it's in your uncomfortable state that you pay attention more. So if I got pain, if something is there and I just can't seem to get rid of it, okay, instead of me trying to work to get it away from me, get it out of me, let me say, okay, let me think about this. Now, this thing is here. It's been here for a while. What is it making? How is it making me feel? What is it doing? What is it bringing about? All of that. In that little moment, the light bulb is going to come on like, oh, I didn't think about that. And so now you move in the direction that irritant was trying to get you to go. And then once you do that, guess what? Irritant gone, bye-bye. Irritant is gone. That irritant was there to get you to pay attention. And you thought it was just an annoyance. Okay, y'all, all this wasn't on my notes. I promise you. This all extra stuff. Is this good? Is this helping? I hope it's helping. I really do. It's helping me. It really is. It's to me first. So it's helping me. Now, I'm going to take a little moment here while y'all digest that and put some notes put some comments in here and let me know what you're thinking. I'm going to show this because House of Peach is doing let's see. Here it is right here. Here we are. I'm going to share it, Peach, on here. So we are doing an entrepreneurial giveaway. Here's the flyer. I want you to look on House of Peach page. I think I shared it on my page. If not, I'm going to share it after the show. You can, ladies, win this beautiful dress. Now, y'all know me and y'all know how I like things to fit nicely. So, but I'm not going to put my name in the hat. I won't do that. I'm going to let y'all have a chance. So there's an entrepreneurial giveaway. More information, come to the show. We got it here. And we have more, let you know about that. The winner will be announced on May the 12th. So on our show on May 12th, we will announce who won this here. All right. So it's sponsored by Peach Boutique. There's the website there. So there's a QR code on the screen here, not the flyer, but on the screen that you can scan that will give you more direction on what you need to do. Thank you, Marquita. Marquita, I'm going to call you out since you on here. Now, Marquita is one of my business partners. I've been trying to let me stop sharing this so I can have this thing about Marquita. All right, Marquita, we going to come to you. We going to come to you. Marquita is one of my business partners. And I have been on her for months because I want her business to explode. I have the ability, the ideas, the creativity for that. Little details that can be tweaked and changed that will help her. So Marquita, in front of all these folks, I'm calling you out. She said, okay, I want you to get there. I do not want this to fizzle out. And that's how I am with people. I want to help you get to wherever you want to get. I want to help you. But you got to pay attention to the little things. Some people, okay, let's talk about this. You know, they say if you want millionaire status, you need to be around millionaires, right? If you want to get to a different level, you need to be around people who are at the level that you are trying to achieve. If you are just making 5 figures, you want to get to 6 figures, you need to be around the 6-figure people. However, you just can't hang around them and not glean anything from them. Some of the simplest direction that they give you, you may think, oh, that ain't really significant. That ain't a lot. But I guarantee you the littlest thing or smallest thing that they tell you to do, and you do that, that can be the difference in a month, 6 months, 3 months, from you being 5-figure to now being 6-figure off that little thing. But we think because it's so small, it's insignificant, that it's not going to yield what we desire. Well, if the people that are where you are telling you this, then you better get your mind right and get your actions together to do those little things so you can get what you desire. Isn't it that simple? Don't discount it because, oh, why they got me? That sounds like runt work. That sounds like little peon stuff. Well, if they got where they are and you are trying to get to their status, you better do it, because that makes the difference between a good leader, great leader, and success, as opposed to you thinking you too good to do that because it's not got all the bells and whistles that you want it to have. Slow down, y'all. We're moving so fast. And in this world, we want this microwave stuff. We want everything to pop, 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 and happen. We want to start a business today and be a millionaire tomorrow. That is not going to happen. It's not. So there is a pace. There's a timeline. There's oh God, I can't think of the word, but there's a way that you have to do it. There's a way that you have to go. There are things that you have to do. So we need to take you've heard the saying, take the time to smell the roses. Take the time to pay attention to the details. Take the time to pay attention to your surroundings. You could be at a stoplight and your mind is on so much stuff, but you have questions. You are trying to figure out something in your business, in your relationship. And if you just take the time to look up, there could be a billboard that has the answer. And you've driven by this billboard so many times and you haven't paid this billboard any attention. But on this day, you hear look up, and you look up. Because the billboard, you see them everywhere. It's just insignificant to you. But on this day, you finally slowed yourself down enough, calmed yourself down enough to pay attention to the billboard. And lo and behold, there's your answer right there. Now, it can come in any format. It can be in a movie. It could be in a commercial. It can be in a conversation. It can be at school. It could be at work, wherever it may be. Even when you're at work, even when you're at a conference, whatever it is, pay attention. When I went to Dubai for that conference, for that award that I received, I wasn't there trying to act all high and mighty because I was getting an award. I wasn't the only one there getting an award. I wasn't. I was honored that I was in Dubai, and I was honored that I won this award. No clue about it. I don't even know how they got me. I have no idea. All I know is I was there and I got it. But as I worked through the different groups, because there were people, some very influential people there, I wasn't in there running my mouth. I went into little conversations and I just sat and listened. And I took it all in. And I'm like, you know what? That sounds good right there. Mm-hmm. So there are things that you can hear in multiple conversations, that little details that you can put together that will help you in what you need to do in your life. But we want a lot of folks, they want to be the star of the show. They want to, you want to go in somewhere and you want to be the big shot. You want to make it seem like you're so big and you're missing out. And then you leave and then you're wondering, well, why isn't anything working? Well, you were in a place of plenty and you didn't be quiet long enough and pay attention to what little things were being said in order to apply it to your own life so you now can get where you want to go. It's just that simple. Sometimes we're moving too fast. We're talking too much. Let's be quiet. So I really hope this has been helpful, because even for me, even though I have slowed down a lot and I pay attention to a lot and I hear a lot, I really do. I hear a lot. So I have to pay attention to these details to make sure that whatever I need, I get it from that, whether it's in business, whether it's in relationship, whether it's in friendship, whatever it is. Not saying I've been the best friend. I haven't. I've had my moments where I made the wrong decision. I didn't pay attention to when it was time for me to disconnect from friends. And it wasn't until, oh, this is good. It wasn't until something happened that forced me to now separate from them. When now that I look back on it, I saw the signs. The details was there. But because I thought this was going to be my ride or die, and we were going to be friends forever, I'm like, let me just, they're going through a lot. And no, they're ruining your name. No, they're hindering you from growth. No, they're hindering you from progression. No, they're hindering you from what you need. And you've seen the signs, you've got the details, but you just brush it off and say, oh, because they're stressed out, they're acting like that. No, that's them. That's them. And you need to disconnect immediately. So as you are building your businesses, pay attention on a daily basis. Don't discount stuff that's happening. Don't, because it's in those little things that you think are insignificant. Those are the things that you need to pay attention to. Those little things, it only takes a little something to just destroy and dismantle everything that you've been working for. So why not pay attention to that? Pay attention to the little stuff, just like you do the big things. Pay attention to how people look at you. They looking at you sideways. Oh, now that has been brought to my attention, now I'm watching your actions to see if I read your looks the right way, because that lets me know how I need to move after that. So once I get all my evidence, then I'm going to move accordingly, because I want success. Y'all, I will not, you hear me? And I'm making this public declaration. I will not be in the same place by December 31st, 2025 that I'm in today, April 21st, 2025. Mark it. I will not. I will have advanced way more by December 31st, 2025 than I am right now on April 21st. Y'all need to make these same declarations in your life daily. And pay attention on what you need to do to make that a reality. We just can't sit back and wait for it to fall out the sky or for somebody to come open the door for you. Sometimes you got to go kick some doors in, respectfully. Sometimes you got to make your presence known. If you sit back and think that it's just going to fall out the sky and happen, it's not. But that declaration that I'm making, and I'm going to write it down. Because I'm a journaler. I like to journal. So I'm going to write it down. And I'm going to do the work that's necessary between now and December to surpass even what my mind can think that I want. I just know it won't be where I am now. And am I in a bad place? No, but I know that there's so much more that can come out of me. There's so much more that can come out of you. Now, this is me encouraging you and trying to push you to destiny. There's so much more that can come out of you if you would deal with you, slow it down, and pay attention. Pay attention to what people say. Pay attention to what they do. Pay attention to your surroundings. Pay attention to your atmosphere, your environment. Even your environment in your home, you need it to be conducive for you to hear and things to flow. If it's a lot of stress and tension, you got to get that out of there. Whatever mechanism you use, whatever it is, there could be people in your home that needs to go. And you just let them stay for what? Because you are now internally killing yourself. And how do you think you're going to be successful in business? And women, if it's us and we got people in our house that's causing stress and you want to be married, what man coming into that? None that I know of. Or if they do, they coming in and cleaning house. You hear me? Men, what woman coming into your foolishness? None. I know it won't be April. Because the minute I walk in and see some foolishness going on, I'm good. Don't call me. And as I'm leaving, I'm blocking. Bloop. Y'all seen that guy on TikTok? And you're blocked. So we have to learn how to set our boundaries and our standards. Pay attention to those little things that you have been ignoring. That's why you are still where you are. Pay attention to that. You have everything that you need. You've been come in contact with everything that you need, access to everything that you need. And if you don't have access, the opportunity for the access has come, but because you didn't pay attention to that little detail and you discounted it, you missed that access. But the God that we serve will bring it back around again. You better pay attention the next time and get that done. All right. Wanavani, I thank you so much. Definitely was for you. It helped you. I'm glad. So I'm going to get off here because I've said what I needed to say. I hope you have been uplifted. I hope you have been encouraged. I hope you have a little bit more strategy. Now, what y'all need to do this evening, y'all need to think back. I don't want you to go far. I just want you to think back to last week. Think back to last week and what took place last week. Was there a detail or some details that happened that you didn't pay attention to? Was it? I'm going to need you to pick it up. Do that and do what you see, do what you need to do so that next week or the end of this week, you're further to destiny. Isn't that where we're trying to reach? Aren't we trying to reach destiny? Christina is on here. She's another business partner of mine. She and I have been working our butts off in Envision You. Working. And it's been yielding, and we've been blessed, and we've been helping a lot of people, therefore helping us. But there's so much more. Christina, we got a stage to walk across, and we got a jacket to get measured for. We got a beautiful bag that we need. So it's going to require us to do little things, those little detailed things that we would think are insignificant. We need to do that in order for us to get there. All right. So happy you were on, Wanavani. Thank you. So pay attention to that. Just look back last week. Pay attention to stuff. Remember things from last week. Yeah. Those little things that you just kind of brushed off, bring them back up. Think on it. Ponder on it. Write it down. Make some notes. Whatever you need to do. All right? So I'm done. Don't forget about the giveaway. Your QR code. Peach, can you put that back up there again? Scan this QR code if you want to put your name in the hat for this entrepreneurial giveaway for this beautiful blue. It's like royal blue. It's beautiful. For this beautiful dress. Now, men, okay, I'm going to leave that alone. At any rate, if you want to enter, you may have a cousin, friend, sister, whatever the case may be. I want you to scan this QR code so that you can enter into that. And then also scan the QR code on the screen so you can subscribe to the House of Peach. Next Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time, will be our He Said, She Said segment. We never know what we're going to talk about, but I guarantee you between now and the end of this week, will be a topic. There will be something major that we discuss. And if you want to be a guest on our show on that next Monday, because we can have a panel of as many people as we can fit on this screen, then you inbox me and let me know, and I'll make sure you get the link. We'll make sure you have the topic. Y'all check my TikTok, Facebook, Instagram pages because the flyers will be on there. The information will be there on what the topic will be. We want to make sure that you join us. Like, tag, share this out. Save this. I got to download it because y'all know the lives are gone in 30 days now on Facebook. So I got to download it and save it to a drive, but it's all good. I'll do what I need to do. That little detail, I might need this show for 10 years down the road to show it to somebody. I never know. There's a reason for everything. All right. So I'm done. Thank y'all for joining us. Thank you for being on. I lost Morgan. Maybe her signal went out. However, I appreciate you being on. I appreciate your support tremendously. And those of you that come to me, message me after the show, thank you. I appreciate that. To let me know that it was good. And then those that put the comments in, I really do. Because my goal, if I'm on here and I'm not affecting or helping anyone, then I'm just on here wasting time. And I could be doing something else, and so could y'all. So I want to make it real, relevant, and relatable. So I'm glad that you were on this evening. So until next week, next Monday, have an amazing week. That's okay, Mama Lane. You can watch it once it finishes up. You can rewatch it. It was good. Until next Monday, have an amazing rest of your weekend. I hope that your Easter weekend was good. I had a great time. I had a really great time. Have a great week. Pay attention to those details. Do not discount those things. You'll be all the better for it. Your businesses will grow and flourish, and so will your relationships. All right, I'm out. See y'all next week.